Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we are here to do it for you. Remember, this show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now on with the show, I'm Wobble Plays, joined as always by Court. Hello, Court.
Hey, buddy.
I crushed it this time.
Honestly, I do laugh every time you're like, no earmuffs are needed. And I'm like, well, you're kind of loud, dude.
I'm sorry, is volume, gonna stunt someone's growth?
No, make me deaf, though.
That's, I can't help with that.
Fair.
Also, I don't have a segue. Hi, Pez.
Nintendo himself. Pez.
Oh my god!
I did it. That was so easy.
Thank you, Court. See, the advantage of being half deaf is I only half get to listen to Waba.
I remember we went to Anamanaguchi and Pez brought me ear plugs, which thank you, by the way, because I needed them. And he's like, "Oh, I brought some earplugs." I'm like, "What do you have, like tinnitus or something?" He's like, "Yeah,
I do."
Oh, and
I've been wearing earplugs at concerts for I don't know, almost 8 years now. It's a must.
Part of the reason I have it is because I didn't wear earplugs at concerts, and I went to concerts a lot when I was growing up.
It was. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's music the kids listen to, that electronic stuff. But my goodness, I'm in earplugs. Like every concert I go to now, I'm gonna bring them, and I don't care if people think it's silly. But
Peppa Pig Live, yeah.
I wish, dude. I wish I could go Peppa Pig Live.
I should have worn my earplugs to the Backyardigans Live when I went 13 years ago or whatever, 16 years ago.
That's a terrible, terrible song. Way to go, Pez. Thanks.
Thank you.
So we've got
my wife, my oldest child, who was then 3 or 4 at the time. We went to Emerson College in Boston and saw the Backyardigans Live. And that same day, we won tickets to go see a pre-release screening of Kung Fu Panda 2. It was a
Kung
banger
Fu Panda
day.
2 the streets.
It was a banger day for child entertainment.
The Squeakle.
Get on my level, gentlemen.
the Kung Fu Panda, the Squeakle.
Yeah. Yes, Kung Fu Panda to the streets, the Squeakle.
DreamWorks, you're losing money not hiring us.
What a horrible name for a movie, by the way. Some guy got paid to sit up there and be like, we need an Alvin and the Chipmunks sequel. And some dork was like, how about the Squeakquel? And another guy was like, I love it, print it.
And everyone just
they all
starts
stood
clapping.
up and slow clapped him.
Oh,
nice
marketing.
Thank you.
We have a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about a few games. We're going to talk about this small event that happened about Nintendo. They just released like one announcement. But first, Court, you've been playing some games.
Yeah, I've actually been playing a couple games. Well, still playing Dreamlight Valley as always. The new content drops on the 15th. We get Encanto and we get Olaf from Frozen, and then we also learned today in the Nintendo Direct that we were also getting Simba and Naya from the Lion King, which is just wow. Like they're dropping like this game. I have the whole family playing. Like literally, I have my wife playing it throughout the day when she's not working, and she's farming and doing all that stuff and we have like almost $3 million. And then I got my kid coming home and doing all the missions, playing a lot of that game. I've also been playing Dead Space, the remake, really enjoying that. But then because I caved and I bought it. But Hogwarts Legacy came out. So I started playing that. In my house, my wife and I didn't even know the genre of Harry Potter or anything. My wife is huge into the books. It was our first vacation. We went to Universal Orlando and we went to the Harry Potter. We went to the exhibit. We went to the play not too long ago, a couple of years ago, The Cursed Child here in Toronto. She's really, really likes it. So this was a game that she wanted me to buy. So I bought it. We've been playing it every day since the early access. Really enjoying it. It's just fun. There's a lot to do in it. There's a lot to collect. There's a lot of cool mechanics with the wands and such. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And my daughter really likes it too. Like she's been watching it because she's all excited. We're going to Universal in March. And she's able to sit there. Once again, this is the one where your kid can sit there and watch you play it.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
Well,
There's nothing really scary in it. There's
depends what route you go.
yeah, there's spiders.
True.
There's spiders that are a little scary, but you could just, um, set them on fire and they'll just disappear real quick. Yeah, no, seriously. Kill
As
them
they
with
do.
fire. But I'm having a lot of fun. I think I'm about 6, 7 hours into the game. I haven't fully unlocked, but I'm almost like level 20 because I just been doing all the side stuff and unlocking this and doing that. I'm barely done the missions yet, but I'm having a great time with it.
Which house did you pick?
So I did the test before years ago when the webpage first went up. I did the test. I got Gryffindor. So automatically you can link your accounts. So
Oh.
I automatically, when as soon as the sorting hat goes on you, it picks Gryffindor for me. But my daughter, so we're gonna start one for each person in the house. So my wife has a game going, and we started one for my daughter because you also get the trophy for it. You need to start one from each house. Um, but
Good
my
idea.
daughter did the test and she got Hufflepuff.
There we go.
So, and it's kind of true because she's a very caring person, and that's what, like, it's very accepting, and that's what Hufflepuff is. And then my wife is Slytherin. That makes sense. And I'm Gryffindor.
Dang. That is an
House divided.
amalgamation. House
So-
divided.
We were talking pre-show about this game, and Court said something that struck me that I like a lot. He said, you have to pay attention to the conversations. If you don't pay attention to the conversations, much like an older Fallout game, you're gonna ruin something. And I really like that. I
Yeah,
really
you
like
won't
that.
get you won't
have
get
to pay
certain
attention.
certain things. Like if you're actually trying to get certain spells and stuff, those won't unlock unless you do the conversations properly or pay attention. Because you can make choices throughout the game. There's some Slytherin side quests, and you can either do them or not do them. But if you don't do them, you won't go down that path to get all that stuff. But you can make it so that you can do both because you still want the dark arts section of the game. So you need certain spells to do certain things to unlock certain stuff, and there's puzzles throughout. Oh my god, is there puzzles in this game? Like every 2 seconds there's a puzzle everywhere. But I've figured some of them out, but as I said to Pez, my one gripe is they don't really tutorial you on how to solve said puzzles. It's literally trying to figure it out. A lot of Google has been done. Yeah, it's annoying. They at least should give you a little hint. It's a lot like I think was it Uncharted 2 or Uncharted 3, where some of the puzzles it was just like figure it out. Here's some things. It was 3. Yeah, Uncharted 3.
You had to climb up all the walls and go. It was
Yeah, they didn't really help you. Like usually Tomb Raider does a very good job of like in the conversation, she reads something and it's okay, and they give you the drawing, right? Tomb Raider's like, okay, here's drawing A, B, and C and D, and this is how you do it. And you still have to figure it out, but they're like giving you hints. This is just like, okay, there's 3 pillars there. I was doing it before this Merlin thing. I'm talking to Pez. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I guessed. I'm like, hey, like, I don't feel like I accomplished anything. I just guessed. I didn't solve it. I guessed.
sometimes being lucky is all you need.
No, I got it wrong like 5 times in a row.
Oh,
And then I was just
well.
like, I guessed. Yeah.
Good try.
You didn't have to say that. No, nobody knew.
Yeah, you could have just
got it
lied.
first try. Nailed it.
Easy peasy.
The prodigy.
And we've all been playing another game that we had been teasing about, the old Hi-Fi Rush. What are your folks' initial? I mean, I know we talked about like how it looked, but now that we got our hands on it, what do you guys think? Pez, you get to play it all?
is Exceptional. Exceptional. From the I believe we had a show the night of the developer direct, and I said this reminds me of Crypt of the Necro Dancer and Cadence of Hyrule, and it seems like a very expanded version of that, and I am super into it because despite being half deaf, I love rhythm games, I love rhythm combat, and the art style was awesome. Give me more 808 Cat because 808 forever, best cat, and give me an anime, dude. Give me an anime of that game. I loved it.
was an
I loved
anime.
it. The one thing I wished is I'm forgetting the name. The name of the not Peppermint, but the kind of the big guy. What's his name?
Macaron.
Macaron. I wish he was voiced by Megaran. I thought of Megaran when I saw him. I was like, that's Megaran in like a Hi-Fi Rush world.
Why is Megaran not in that game? Like
But loved it.
that would be, oh god, get him to do the outro.
Haven't
of,
finished it.
channel.
I've been playing. I finished Children of Silent Town. I did our SpongeBob review. I did the Children of Silent Town review. I'm trying to finish up Fire Emblem, and I'm going to review that for the channel. So some games have taken my time, and I'm okay with that because I know I can return to it and pick it right up and enjoy it until I'm done. And I jumped into Disney Dreamlight Valley because both my wife and my 11-year-old like to watch me play it. So my 11-year-old will be like, "Can you play Disney Dreamlight Valley?" Because Donald Duck's her favorite. So she very much loves Donald Duck, and I found him. So now he's my homie for the
Farmville
rest of the
trained us
game.
for this.
Yep.
I like how you called it exceptional because it is.
It is.
That game's very good visually. It's like there's so much going on. It's not like it's linear enough where it rewards you for exploring. I think there's like sometimes like too much like stuff to hit, like boxes to get like the gears and stuff. But and the only other gripe I found is that like I felt like I was overpowered. I played on normal difficulty. I found like I was overpowered early on, but like that's it. Everything else was great. I thought the story was great. The voice acting is amazing. So for those who don't know, voice actors, Robbie Draymond, who voices Akechi in Persona 5, is Chai, the main character, and Erica Lindbeck voices Peppermint, and well, in the beginning 808, which is funny because it's a black cat, and she voices Morgana, who's a cat in Persona 5. So
Of course, like honestly, Waba, like Xbox is becoming your fave, eh?
when I saw them together, I was like, this is great. Especially, it's a very Robbie Draymond has a lot of like range, but like from what I've played him in, it's a very different role, and I liked it a lot, and I thought he's great. And he just makes it fun, and like I think that matters a lot when you don't have like a silent protagonist, because it's like if you don't like the voice of the person, you're not gonna play because it's like, oh man, it's like grating on you or whatever. He's terrific. It's like so natural. I mean, obviously they're like, I thought the cast was like really really good. Even the baddies, like the bad guys and all the robots, like it's just fun. And the gameplay I thought was great, and it just, I don't know, it kind of like flew by. I think I started it last week and I finished it this week. Like, I don't do that. So
No, you just play NHL.
yeah, and I'm shocked they gave it for free. I don't. So, uh,
Well,
fun fact: NHL banned my team name, so I'm kind of like not happy with them.
yeah, dude, can we just go right into that?
I cannot believe that. I can't believe it. I'm stunned.
But like the name's in the game, like it's a real team.
So let me. Sorry, I know I'm like going off on a tangent, but like this is the.
Go
I
off,
can't.
Queen.
Okay, let me land. Let me cook. Is that what the kids say? Let me cook. So my team name was the Minutemen. The Minutemen is something that we had friend of the show James Sobalski say in the game. So each person involved in the EA Creator Network could have a name that they selected and a team that they selected. So I selected Waba because I'm the man. And I also asked for the Minutemen, which is the old revolutionary militia named after the fact that they could muster within a minute's notice. Probably an exaggeration, but guess what? They did their job, and we are not under foreign British oppression anymore. Now, my team name was the Minutemen. What happens on Tuesday, the 7th, year of our Lord 2023? I get an email from EA saying that it violates their rule of conduct, specifically Section 6. I read Section 6. I went into it, and it's about basically being respectful to other people, EA staff, other like players, and basically just not being a jerk.
So someone filed a complaint.
Maybe.
Not maybe.
They have a bot that has been going through. I think they implemented a bot. And what I think is that when the bot flags something, there's no manual review. It just yeets it automatically. Now my team name is NHL Hut and a string of letters and numbers. It's ridiculous because the Minutemen are basically similar to the Blue Jackets, which is an actual NHL team name. So the Minutemen fought in the Revolutionary War.
Minuteman team in juniors though?
Not in juniors, but UMass, big Massachusetts college. They are the Minutemen. But regardless, like the Minutemen are historic. Like, and the Blue Jackets basically fought in the Civil War.
So
the Minutemen fought in the Revolutionary War.
So besides your very nice speech, honestly, you should be a lawyer. But have they given you a response? Have they said anything?
No, but they said you can file, or they said if you have any questions, you can email us. What happens for the email? So I sent them a whole thing. They said we'll get back to you within 30 days.
Petty. My man's email was petty to the bone, and I loved every second of it.
I had this whole string of things. I went into a whole history lesson for them. I had 5,000 characters, and you better believe I used each one. And I said, if you think that this name was, taken down because it's, quote, violent, then I demand you remove the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Vegas Golden Knights, the Drummondville Voltigeurs, which Voltigeur means sniper in French, and the North Bay Battalion. And I didn't, that's it. And I said, I await your
Yeah, it's a weird one. Like it obviously maybe then it is a bot and it's just overcorrecting.
I'm going to, so this is what I do. So I'm gonna make what I imagine would be their process flowchart and put steps where the automation is and where I think the human intervention is not. And it's going to show I want to know what the success rate is, because there are certain words that you should have banned automatically flagged. First off, they shouldn't even be allowed.
You and I were playing and you're like, yeah, we're gonna have to stop here, Court. I'm gonna have to report this. Like, we can't play these guys.
There are awful people who put awful names. Using the name of something that's historic is not. Frankly, my team name in way past years before I started streaming and realized it's not a good look. It was I had the Boston Massacre, which I thought was a cool name, but I was like, maybe that's not best for kind of the direction I want to move. That I would understand if that got removed.
That's a Pez name right there.
That is a Pez name, but it's clever if you like revolutionary history. If you don't but like with like events and stuff, I'm like, it's not kind of something I believe. But like, I would understand if that got removed. The Minutemen is not, especially when it's in the name. And then other content creators were speaking up. Thrash. Thrash's name is in the game. He's an EA game changer. His Ishal name, they won't let him use like name Thrash, not the voice, but like typing it in. Whatever bot they implemented is discouraging people from playing the game. I was able to beat Hi-Fi Rush because I was like, I don't care about this game this week. And that's crazy.
Wow. Waba got angry.
Yeah, Waba got mad.
He's playing Xbox. He's like, forget it. I'm done with you. I'm playing Xbox this week.
Like, why would I grind a game that basically, like, the 30-day review process blows my mind. Like, there are players where if this happens to them, they're not even going to be playing in 30 days. They'd be like, I'm good.
Especially, I'll say this right now, MLB The Show drops very shortly.
Oh, they're out.
They're dropping. They got the Negro League coming in with all so cool. Greatness, like Jackie Robinson, Satchel Paige. Like, I looked over the list and it was like, oh my god, like Satchel Paige is like, I want to use that. I want to see, because his wind up and his delivery on his pit, it's just gonna be craziness. Just so many good, and they're doing what Pez wanted. They're doing seasons in MLB The Show. Yep. So they're going to have stories with little quick time events. And then you get to do the thing that me and Pez both love the most is if something happens in Major League Baseball, like a crazy, like guy hits a cycle or like Pez and I know that the next day you can go on MLB The Show and you get to recreate it and do it. Just something NHL used to do. Remember when NHL used to have the moments? Then they just took them away. Like, like if like, I think it was one time Steven Stamkos got the 3 goals. They even did one time when the Bruins came back on the Leafs. They had the moment to do it. And then they took it away. And they were like, what we're just going to do? Just only put your gotchas in. And it's like they're not respecting the game. And I am so excited about the seasons and that kind of stuff, because we're going to get some XP, Pez. PXP.
There is one person that would make my MLB The Show 23 hat hit the ceiling.
Batista?
You know who that is, Court?
Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez, one of my favorite baseball players of all time. If they give me a Manny Ramirez card, I will grind. I will leave my job and grind that card out like crazy. If it's online and I got to win 20 games or go 20-0 in World Series, BR, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Doing it for Manny.
Give me Michael Jordan for the White Sox.
And the year he got suspended, aka was caught gambling, but they didn't want to actually suspend him, so he just took a year off.
Did you say Lindros played, Court?
What, baseball?
Yeah.
He tried out for the Toronto Blue Jays. There's an actual score baseball card. In the 90s, everybody made a million cards, right? So like Michael Jordan had a baseball card, Chicago White Sox. Eric Lindros got one batting for the Toronto Blue Jays.
There we go. Get that.
You want to hear crazy thought? when Tom Brady retired, he was the last professional athlete that was drafted by the Montreal Expos to retire from professional sports. Also, Tom
was he a catcher?
Glavine. Yeah, I think so. Tom Glavine was a second-round pick of the Los Angeles Kings.
They must have been mad when he decided to play baseball.
I think he made the right choice.
But
But
I'm not saying he didn't, but
Easy.
second round
and I
pick.
think did LeBron got drafted in baseball too, or football. LeBron got drafted in football in the NFL.
Kyle Murray
But
got
yeah,
drafted in baseball.
for me, Pez, I want one person this year in MLB The Show, and he's going to do a bat flip, and I want it. I want Jose Batista. Give me Jose Batista. Please give me Jose Batista, because they locked at the time of my injury, my carpal tunnel. Josh Donaldson was on the extreme. I almost was going to pay Pez to do it, and then I was like, I can't do it because I just wanted Josh Donaldson, but I knew I wasn't going to play the game. But Pez was like, I can get him for you, but there was just no way.
They need to put Nomar Garcia Parra in the game for
Ooh,
two
that would be a good
reasons.
one.
Or one, because you'll have all the Boston people and like their TikToks going Noma. I can't do it. Pez, you say it.
Noma.
That's how it's said. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I didn't grow up in this.
I will teach you. I will teach you the way.
Thank you. And also too, like hearing all the out of state people, try to pronounce his last name. I can see. Oh yeah, Garcia Parra. Garcia Parra.
The awesome batting gloves.
Oh my gosh! Those who don't remember, he goes up. He fixes his gloves.
IYK,
So, big news today. We mentioned just small company had a direct. Pez, we're gonna leave this to you, so take it away, and we'll chime in.
So Nintendo had a direct today. I would say if I had to give this direct a grade, I would give it a B, a solid B. I don't think there was anything incredibly, I say outside of maybe Metroid Prime, I don't think there was anything that it was incredibly like, oh my god, I can't believe that they announced this. But Metroid Prime Remaster gets a Shadow Drop. 2023, gentlemen, year of the Shadow Drop.
Love it.
They announced, I have my list. So for those watching on youtube.com/3dads-on-a-console, I streamed it live on twitch.tv/Pazelle56x. And then as I do it, I write down everything that interests me. That I'm like, yep, I like it. I'm just going to go in order. Dead Cells DLC. I don't know if you guys are fans of roguelike games, but Dead Cells, probably one of my favorite roguelike games they're getting.
Pez, you just asked, yep. Am I a fan of roguelike games? Hi, Queen.
Yeah. So they are releasing Castlevania DLC. So it is Castlevania themed, music, weapons, bosses. Looks pretty dope. There was a game called Deca Police, which looks pretty good. Looks like they all spoke in Japanese, and immediately I was like, yes. It looks like a kind of an internal police investigation of the police. So I was like, yeah, that seems cool. Disney Illusion Island.
That looked amazing.
So Disney Illusion Island. At first, I thought it was a sequel to Castle of Illusion.
Game Gear classic.
Which was also on Sega Genesis and a absolute banger of a game. So it is a Disney game. What really excited me about that game was 4-player local co-op. So I can sit there, me, Little Pez can sit there, and we can just play this game. She doesn't have to play it on her Switch Lite, and I play it on my Switch. We can just grab the Joy-Cons. She can play on my Joy-Cons. I can play with my Pro Controller, and we can just have a good time.
I'm so excited for that game. That cartoon, authentically funny too, that style, because kids can't, they need like jump cuts and like crazy gross things. Yeah. That cartoon's actually very funny. That style.
I like the animation style.
It's only $50 in the shop. I'm looking at the shop right now. You can actually like Metroid Prime.
Beautiful.
You can get it now.
What is it? $40 then for US?
Yeah, I would think so. It's $50 Canadian. So
we take these. That's a great price game.
Yeah, seriously.
What else? The Octopath 2 dropped a demo today. If you're interested in playing that, Octopath Traveler 2, Sea of Stars, which is was one of my most anticipated games. They dropped a demo today, so it's already downloaded on my Switch, and a release date for August 29th. So just a little. Why I'm so excited for that? The game looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks like an old school like SNES game, and I kickstarted it. So I'm really excited that it's finally coming out.
It's about 5 years ago.
Can I give Nintendo a little credit here? Because
Sure.
I don't normally do that. The fact that I can go into their eShop and it just says, here's the Nintendo Direct, and all the announcements and everything that they announced is in there, either to buy, pre-order, it's all there.
That's great.
Like even
Like
even the
that
Game
makes
Boy and
sense.
Game Boy Advance stuff but you know what? You say that makes sense, but so many others, PlayStation and Xbox included, don't do that.
They don't do it.
No.
And it's funny that it's Nintendo, who has probably the worst online store of all of them,
Yep.
put that together.
Disney Dreamlight Valley is only $40. Do I get it so Emma can play it everywhere?
Do it.
Ooh, I don't know. WABA,
I'm getting
April 21st.
Finally!
Talk to me, Goose.
Oh my gosh, dude, this game is gonna be so good. And so here's the thing: Advance Wars. I respect why they did not release it. I don't think it was a good time with everything, and they tend to make decisions like that, like delaying the Zelda promo when things happen. So Advance Wars 1-2 Boot Camp. This game is going to be great. I'll say it again. Dislike the art style. I prefer the Game Boy sprites, but the gameplay is good, and I'm interested because this. I wonder if it'll play exactly the same. It's a play-by-play remake, or if they've added a few new things in. 1 is a very good game. 2 is exceptional. I still remember the final battle from 2, like playing it over the summer. So, look forward to that. That is actually probably the first Switch game I will be streaming. So I'm very excited for this. This is going to be good in April 21st. I'm just happy we have a date because of Limbo, and pretty much like the biggest thing I'm looking forward to when it comes to Switch.
They announced that Game Boy and Game Boy Color are getting some games with Nintendo Switch Online. One of them being the Link's Awakening DX, which is a great game. And then Game Boy Advanced is coming to their stupid expansion. So if you want more, you have to pay more. I think it's like that. The N64, Sega Genesis. But that comes with I think the Minish Cap was one of those games, which is also a great game if you haven't played it. Then they announced Metroid Prime Remastered, the first game, shadow dropping today. And then
they just dropped it right today.
Yeah, you can go
I
get
didn't
it
realize
right
that.
now.
That was the GameCube game, right?
It was a GameCube game, yep, and it's completely remastered with new controls and everything, so it's more modernized. Because if you went back, so now obviously it has that modern dual stick control move. Because if you go back to when it came out on GameCube, the controls are terrible, as are most GameCube games. If you go back to play them,
that is slander that I won't stand for, but I'll let it slide for right now.
There was a game that has a super long title that ended with Rain.
Master Detective Archives Raincode, classic Japanese title.
You were like super long thing, and Wab was like, "Oh, what,
dude?" So
looks great, by the way.
I was streaming and I switched onto it to see what was going on, and I see like this sprite, and I'm like, "Oh man, is this a Danganronpa sequel?" Turns out it's from Spike Chunsoft, and I know my stuff, believe it or not. What I think is very interesting. Again, I don't know a lot about this game. The trailer is very. Spike Chunsoft has a very signature style if you play those types of games. Danganronpa, it's a 3D world, but like 2D sprites, like they're all paper, like they're flat, and then when you talk to them, they spin around. In this, they actually are 3D characters and 3D models, so it's kind of cool because I don't see that. Not the text window sprite, but like the actual player and stuff like that. So, that's exciting to me as a big Spike Chunsoft fan. Also, if you haven't played Danganronpa, do that. 1, 2, and V3.
1, 2, and 3. Very good.
V3.
Oh, sorry, V3.
It matters. Play it.
And,
if you know, you know.
And it ended with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which looks great. Still on pace for its May 12th release date, which when they didn't show it I was like, ooh, if they do show it, they might announce that it's getting delayed. But they didn't. They showed a collector's edition, which I went back to look because I didn't know if the collector's edition actually included the game, because some don't, but it does. That game, and I can't tell if it's just because I haven't played Breath of the Wild in years. But the game looks great. It's Ganondorf is voiced by Matt Mercer, which I'm really excited about because Matt
Ooh.
Mercer slaps.
Why do you guys slap people?
Because he's a DM. That's what we do.
True.
And he's what's his new name now? Jesse? No. Ryan McCree.
No,
He has like a
it's-
new name in Overwatch, but I stopped playing it because the Battle Pass trash. And it looked like from the trailer, that there will be a
Cassie.
cat. There we go.
All
That there will be a dual, like you'll be able to control Zelda at parts of this game, which that's what it looked like. I don't know, because that was kind of the cliffhanger. She reaches out to Link, who she was like, Link, give me your power, and then it like cuts to black. So I don't know if there's going to be a section where you play Zelda, which would also be very awesome. The one first party game I didn't talk about because I don't care is Pikmin 4.
I was gonna bring that up.
I've never played a Pikmin game, and Pikmin 4 did not make me say, oh, I should run out and play Pikmin 3. I only know Pikmin because of Super Smash Brothers.
Pikmin's a horrifying game to play when you're a kid, because you get all these Pikmin, you're like, oh, they're really cool. They give you a time limit to get your spaceships or whatever. And then you see these big enemies, and what do? They eat the Pikmin that you've grown so attached to. And if you leave any Pikmin when, the end of the day, nighttime comes, and those bad guys just eat your Pikmin.
They just eat
and it's horrifying. And when the Pikmin get murked, you see little Pikmin ghosts appear in the air, and it's just, don't 3 Dads review. Don't play it with your kids. They're gonna think these little goobers are cute. Spoilers: these goobers are gonna get annihilated. Do not let your kids play that game. It didn't affect me. It affected you.
the man he is today. All
Another
because of Pikmin.
Another GameCube classic.
I get the Nintendo Rec was decent because Nintendo's hasn't given much. Like I really like the Dreamlight Valley stuff as well. As my family, like it was really cool to show my daughter, hey, there's some stuff that got announced that you really think would be cool today, because there has been announcements and a lot of stuff is coming out next week, which is great. We thought it was they kind of like hinted that it was coming out this week, so we thought it was. So we were getting her all leveled up, and then they just announced when it was coming out the following week. I'm like, ooh, not cool. But I'm really disappointed there's no new Mario game. And the reason I say this is it's cool to get all the Mario Kart stuff and you get even new characters, which is cool. But at the same time, we just finished Odyssey and we finished Mario 3D World. And my daughter was like, and those games are old. Like, let's be real here. My daughter was like, I want a Mario game. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Why aren't they making one? Why is it taking this long to make their titles? Like, what? Like, these are huge franchises, and they're like every couple years they're like, no. Every 10 years they're like, okay. Like they keep giving me re-releases of old Mario games. Give me a new Mario.
I have a thought.
Go,
I'm
because
sure
I
you
also
do.
have a thought.
It's a me movie game.
Yeah, but
They
would've
might
been
come
announced
out
today.
with a coincided movie something.
So this is my thought. So this direct was for the first 6 months. They're not going to announce a Mario game when they have a Legend of Zelda game coming out in May. They will. If I'm Nintendo, I announce a Mario game in June during like the fake E3 stuff. Like if they do a direct in June or July, and it comes out in either like December timeframe or like next February. So they could be working on it. They're definitely working on it, but I think it's held close to the vest. Because I think if they announce Mario now, they could be afraid it takes the shine off of Legend of Zelda. And if you watch the Legend of Zelda direct, if you watch the Legend of Zelda like last like 2 minutes, they didn't show a lot of any like the sky stuff, because I think that they're also holding this game close to the vest because they want people to experience it. Either it's going to get its own direct in April, or they're just going to say, you're going to buy it and play it, so it doesn't matter what we show you. So we want you to be surprised. Kind of like what PlayStation did with God of War Ragnarok, right? Like we didn't see a ton of that game. And whatever we saw was mostly in the first, let's call it the
Did
first
you guys
act.
see that thing today? We're gonna see some because you say God of War. We're gonna see something at the Super Bowl. And I don't know
Good.
what it is. Do you think we get the DLC? There's gonna be a commercial at
Well,
the Super Bowl about God of War
yeah, yes, it'll be
live at
DLC because
PS5. They hinted Thumblewinter, and then they put you can see Leviathan axe. Not Leviathan axe. You can actually see Mjolnir sitting in the snow at the Super Bowl.
it'll be DLC, and it might be you that you control Thor, which would be cool, like his side of it, right? Which would be pretty neat.
Jesus Christ.
You never know. But I didn't expect a Mario game, but I expect a Mario game in the next 8 months.
Super Mario, the movie, the game, to the streets. Pick it, lock it in. Pick it and
Taking it
stick
to the
it, lock it
streets?
in.
I'm just shocked that they're not doing a tie-in. Like that's like the most Nintendo thing to do, and they didn't do it.
I'm so glad
We're gonna get some mobile. So here's what's gonna happen.
We're gonna get Fantasy
Game comes
Life
out.
3.
Before the movie comes out, it's gonna be Maria Menounos, and she's gonna like, "Hey gamers, do you want to play a Mario game? Right now, you can download Super Mario World, the movie, Runner, to your phone for free with in-app purchases, and use code Bungus for 10 free coins, so you can buy power-ups and extra lives."
Code Bungus.
And then, after all the kids are gonna download, they're gonna do the QR codes because kids know how to do that. No, I don't. And then they're gonna download it, and they're gonna be swiping up the whole movie. So instead of watching the movie, these kids are just gonna be swiping left and right on their things.
As they
Comment, and then you just got Chris Pratt like, "Hey, it's me, Mario. You should buy more gems so I can get to the princess."
Bob, you forgot to say that as they're waiting for it to download, they're Fortnite dancing in the aisles.
Stupid. Their friend doing it for TikTok. They're gonna be like, "Oh,
It's over. It's over. He's crying.
I love it. This stupid Zoomers,
Same.
man."
Oh man.
So yeah, look forward to that. If that comes out, somebody better just note it. Note the time.
Imagine if they came out with a Mario Brothers movie video game and you had to listen to Chris Pratt for like 12 to 15 hours. Be like, "Hey Bowser, knock it off. Let me get the princess." I broke
wasn't
him,
bad.
man. Thank you.
bad.
Was that him?
Is that Chris?
Is he here?
You here?
Can we afford him?
Overall, I would give it a solid B. Good stuff. There wasn't anything that like largely dropped where I immediately said, "Oh, I gotta buy this," but there are some cool looking indie games that I'll check out. Sea of Stars, like I already knew about it, but excited to get a release date. Just excited to get some release dates on games, and yeah, it was a good direct.
Don't sleep on Advance Wars.
I'm not.
If you like, isn't Fire Emblem turn-based, grid-based?
Yes.
If you like Fire Emblem, you're gonna like Advance Wars. Boom. Unless you're looking for like, well, there's anime girls in it, so if you like the anime girls in Fire Emblem, it's fine.
I wanted to mention one thing that Xbox has done, because I'm looking at the time, and we could keep talking Nintendo the whole time, and we still have to talk about The Last of Us.
Yep.
But Nintendo, oh my God, my brain. Xbox this week just announced the Privacy Prodigy, which is part of the Minecraft Education Edition, which includes Home Sweet Home, Him. But Privacy Prodigy is designed to help players from the ages 7 to 18 learn how to keep their personal data safe when they're out in the world, whether it's learning how to keep the data protected in public places or where to store the data. Each challenge is constructed to help the student and their parents learn how to make more informed decisions about who should have access to their personal data and why. It's a single-player experience that introduces young people to the concept of areas of trust. They'll develop the ability to identify the different types of information they need to manage and what they can share. Players will also learn strategies for protecting their personal data and ways to migrate any issues that arise from compromised information. It's available in the Minecraft Education Edition lesson library. If your students, friends, or family, or you play the Bedrock version of Minecraft at home, access Privacy Prodigy for free in the Minecraft Marketplace. So I'm not sure if parents, because I'm sure that a lot of parents' kids play this game. So what I'm there is an education section in the marketplace that you can get little Minecraft education courses, and kids can play Minecraft and learn how to protect them against stuff that's in the world, especially online. I just think this is awesome, and more developers should do these type of things.
Minecraft's perfect though, because these kids grow up playing Minecraft. They know what to do, and like, I love how it's data protection is good. Like people take that.
Geez, yeah, Waba, you could do like a course on this.
Oh god, I would charge way more than what they're charging, which is nothing. Like the fact that we train adults on how to protect your information. Like that's something that we do in the working world. And the fact that Xbox is Mojang is making it accessible to kids, that's so important. Like especially now, I was just we were making fun of the Zoomers and their phones. Like one Zoomer doesn't have a lock on his phone, someone leaves it. Guess what? Now they have your email. They have their email, they can get into anything. They can it's like they don't even need to fish and be phishing and stuff like that. Like you get these emails from people trying to pretend to be PayPal and Coinbase and stuff like that. And
it's about the time Pez does
so smart.
This and just has the sun always sun in Philadelphia meme going like this, because Wab was talking about all the ways everything can be stolen. And
I know, I'm just I could go, but it's very good. Teach kids safety. Digital safety is important.
Yeah, honestly, it's amazing.
To lift up the curtain a bit, I sent a thing in our not our Discord, our Three Dads chat of people fishing YouTube support to be oh, there is a copyright strike, click on this link. And I was like, oh guys, because we all get the email. Well, I don't think Wab is actually logged in, but Court and I get the emails. And I was like, hey, just be aware of this just in case, because it'll happen. I want to give Xbox props, by the way, between this and the lower carbon footprint that they did with the Series X. It is super progressive of Xbox to care about this stuff. So kudos to them, because again, it's incredibly important. Learning about data security is big. And we grew up with a generation that was don't trust anyone online. And then eventually they turned into those that trust everyone online. But it is important for kids to realize that it is very easy to find you. And if you leave a big enough footprint, it doesn't go away. Mm-hmm. So make sure you lock your stuff down. People at work recently got upset with me because we use Salesforce as our CRM database.
Oh, same here. I can't stand it.
And they're implementing two-factor authentication. And people at work are very upset. They're like, I don't want to do this. And I'm just like, too bad. You don't have a choice. Too bad. Download the stupid authenticator app and deal with it. Mm-hmm. Because I am the admin, and I'm just like, well, too bad.
Too bad. So sad. I'm Pez.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. I give him a business card, and it just says "too bad, so sad," in quotations, and under it just says Pez. And they're like, I don't know who this guy is.
Get rocked.
Yeah. P.S. I'm your boss. Bring me a coffee tomorrow. Yeah. So big ups to Xbox.
If an employee walked into work out of nowhere and called you Pez, would it just shock you? Be like,
yeah, I'd be like,
would you double take it?
ever call me by that at work again?
That's my weekend name. You stop it.
I know we said don't trust people online. Trust us though. You can trust us.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't trust Waba. Of all people, little sketch.
I'm never late and I'm never wrong.
You are extremely late, and a lot of the times, you know what? These are both false equivalencies. So
that's weird. It's not dishonesty if you believe that it's correct.
Big ups to Xbox for being a progressive company that cares about stuff like that.
Yeah, they put money into things
because
that
that's big.
Not many other developers do.
That's big.
It's huge. So there is 6 minutes left in the show, and we haven't talked about episode 4 of The Last of Us. Have we all watched it?
I haven't watched it, so I'm taking my headphones off.
Waba definitely watched
it. Give me a hand signal when you're ready.
Done.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So I thought this was needed. We've had a lot of episodes that have been very character developing and big. This one was the first one that I think was for the people that had played the video game. People that hadn't played the video game like this episode. For the people that played the video game, we got the porn mag. We got the joke book. It wasn't Pittsburgh, it was Kansas City, but we got that. We also got some background on Sam. Like we got a lot that was kind of fan service. I felt, she gets the gun, but I was very impressed on how they dealt with Joel finally showing that he loves Ellie. I think you got that too. It was like, oh my god, it's about time.
Yeah, he opened up, and that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
It was also I like this episode too because everything was about like, okay, the humans are good guys, more or less, and then especially the previous episode where drew on a lot of things like human connection, and clickers are scary, infected are scary, and this was like, no, actually, humans are more terrifying than the clickers, and because those at least a little predictable. Humans just
Well, yeah,
I don't
kind
know.
of like when Joel was in the forest, right? She's like, "Oh, are you afraid?" He's like, "No, I'm afraid of people."
He just stayed up.
Well,
And
that's
then
because
we
he
also
loved her.
yeah.
And she made that joke about in your jeans, and he couldn't stop laughing.
That was a good one. But
Well,
also
it's the first time he laughed. It's probably the first time he laughed so
Is
hard.
probably the first time he smiled.
Yeah.
He's not he's not a happy character and ever.
Yeah, he's a lot like Pez.
Yeah, that's true. Who can't hear us right now?
Crabby little.
We did also get a little bit of foreshadowing about a more intense enemy that we can expect. If you have not played the game, you're going to be in for a surprise. If you have, then you know what's coming. So I'm excited for
Yeah,
next
that floor,
episode.
dude. Holy moly. You know what's there. You know
I
it's there.
do. So it's gonna be a big moment, and there's several big moments to follow, and I wonder how many they're gonna pack into one
Now,
episode.
question for you is, we know there's
Big.
so if you notice, is it Sam? Sam's the son, the brother? Like which one's the younger of the two?
I forget their names just because they only mentioned it a few times. And I haven't played the game in a while.
So if you notice in the trailer, there's a trailer that comes for episode 5. They make him deaf.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to hear how that like plays
Yeah,
out.
same. And see, like, we're about to get hurt again. So it's just like, come on.
Yeah.
So it's stuff's about to happen. But anyways, we won't get into spoilers in the next week's episode because that's all that happens in my life. Everybody's asking me.
Yeah.
So
All right, I'm gonna tell him.
yeah.
that the signal?
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
can you
a
just
Team
watch
America
it?
signal.
Hey,
Is that what that
have
was?
you made that decision and you're gonna play the game again?
I don't know yet.
You have to
I
play the
have to
remake.
see.
I would say wait for the remake to go on sale, and that's your cue to play the game.
So I was gonna say, I think I have to see when it drops on PC, and then what I have to play at that time. Because
Alright.
I know it drops late March, but like if I have other stuff to play, it's gonna go.
Are you
I don't
part of
wanna-
my Steam family library?
No, but we can fix that.
Yeah, and then you
Then it's fine.
it's fine.
Fine. But I think that's all we got. Any other final thoughts before we
No, but look at us. That was a jam-packed episode. And Waba,
Jam-packed.
you get to have your rant. That was good.
I'm that rant you guys that'll come back because I'm not done with that.
We're
I'm
not
unhappy
done
with
with
that.
you yet.
That got
EA.
10,000 impressions on Twitter. Like I'm not thrilled about that bot, and I'm probably just more to come. You'll see.
You're about to
What?
yeet some people, eh?
I'm
We're not
just
done with
unhappy
you.
with that. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. But
I have one thing to say before we leave. If you like point and click puzzlers, play Children of Silent Town, support indie games. They are small. Elf Games is a small Italian developer, and the game is a ton of fun.
excellent. And if
do
you want to see a
puzzles,
review,
anyone can do puzzles.
if you want to see the review Pez has on that, go to youtube.com/3dads and a console, where you can also see us recording live every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with
Wow.
Pez and myself.
It's usually like 7:35 because if people want to know, it's Pez and I here sitting about like 7:10, 7:15 chatting, and then we have a little fun game of like, when does Waba show up? And then it's like, doo, 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 doo. And then all of a sudden Waba's like 7:31. Hey guys, all right, so what are we gonna talk about? And then he starts the show.
I take
Today
notes.
you know what? I'm gonna pull the curtain back. I'm gonna Wizard of Oz this a little bit. The show ran a little late because we initially weren't gonna talk about Core playing Hogwarts, and I said, too bad, it's the title and the thumbnail. We're going with it.
Do what you can. But folks, thank you again for your hanging out with us. Make sure to rate us 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Give us a thumbs up on the episode. Watch some of our other content. Throw some thumbs up. Say hi in the comments. Let us know how your day is. And,
That's okay.
yeah, let us know which Nintendo Direct thing you like the most, even if it's not on this episode. Just a random one. It's fine. We'll answer you. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Bye.